Ebony, distinguished guests, we are here to celebrate Dr. King's words and deeds that inspire us to lift our gaze upwards, to see the constellation of possibilities in our own lives, in our own country, in our own world. Just think 50 years ago, Barack Obama would not have been President of the United States of America if Martin Luther King had not lived. And as we gather to celebrate this great man, we must ask ourselves, what would Dr. King say about the state of our nation today? And what would he expect from all of us to make it stronger and fairer? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been more than 47 years since we lost the light of Dr. King. And during that difficult year in our society, we have missed Dr. King's wisdom. In Ferguson, in New York City, in Cleveland, in Boston, and in cities across America, we missed his guidance, we missed his persistence, we missed his passion. Because right now in Missouri, in Massachusetts, in Manhattan, men and women in every race are taking to the streets to demand justice. They are standing up, lying down, marching, chanting, crying, pleading for justice, and they are following the lessons of Dr. King, combating violence with nonviolence, brutality with spirituality. What would Dr. King say? He would say that human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step towards the goal of justice requires sacrifice. It requires suffering and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. That is why people are standing up, representing the reason why our country has progressed and persevered for centuries. Because at the core, all Americans in their hearts have an unbending pursuit of equal justice under the law. What would Dr. King say today about income inequality in our country? Well, in the 1968 speech delivered before his untimely death, Dr. King said, "One America is flowing with the milk of prosperity and the honey of equality. But there is another America," he said, "and that other America has a daily ugliness and about it that transforms the buoyancy of hope into the fatigue of despair." He explained that the struggle must be for genuine equality, which more importantly means economic equality as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 5 decades later, Dr. King's words and work resonate because while today our society is more affluent overall, it is much more unequal economically. Since Dr. King's death, the share of total U.S. income earned by the top 1% has more than doubled. But in that other America that Dr. King speaks of, 49 million people live in poverty, including 1 in 3 women in America today in 2015. For too many families right now, the promise of a good job with a fair wage in a safe community makes the promised land, the American dream, seem even further away than it was for their parents. It is no wonder so many families who try to climb to the mountaintop feel like they're just walking in place. While unemployment is down for many in our society, African American unemployment is still at 11%. But what is up is our prison population, more than quadrupling since 1980. One recent study said that 1 in 3 black men would be incarcerated at some point in their lives, so 1 in 10 can't get a job and 1 in 3 might end up in jail. When you lock people up and throw away the key, how can you expect them to unlock their potential as human beings? We do know decades building a movement of empowerment and then sap its strength with an era of imprisonment. We know that we have so much more work to do to achieve Dr. King's dream. When there are more than 200 shootings in Boston last year, we have more work to do. When heroin and other drug overdoses plague our neighborhoods, we have more work to do. When African Americans have higher death rates from heart disease, stroke, AIDS, or some form of cancer, we have more work to do. When education is the passport to a good job and a better future in the 21st century, yet so many children and communities can't afford to attend college today, we have more work to do. I will tell you, I will tell you what Dr. King would tell us to do. Dr. King would say that we must focus our energies on overcoming these challenges and confront the inequalities, the injustices which afflict our society. I believe what matters in America in 2015 are the same things that mattered back when Dr. King was preaching. And we must have reverence for every human being and lift up their futures as Martin Luther King did, and to remember that he preached the Sermon on the Mount the same way that Jesus preached the Sermon on the Mount. He said, "Blessed are the poor," because we have a duty to make sure that Medicaid is not cut. We have to make sure that low-income energy assistance is not cut. We have to make sure that there is unemployment insurance for those who do not have jobs. Blessed are the homeless, said Jesus, and said Martin. We must prevent Section 8 housing from being cut. Blessed are the veterans. They served us. We must serve them. We cannot cut programs that help those veterans. We must strengthen them. Blessed are those in prison. We must ensure that we help them as well. Blessed are the immigrants who deserve to have their children maximize their God-given abilities in this world. Blessed are the children. We must invest in their health, their education, their safety, and we must make sure that we always remember that they are 28% of our population, but 100% of our future. And blessed are the elderly. They built our country. We cannot be cutting Medicare and Social Security. We have to make sure that we provide for them the way they provided for us. These are the great challenges for all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must seize this moment. We are all interdependent, and we are all responsible. Each of us can shape the course of history. Dr. King believed that the arc of the moral universe was long, but it bent towards justice. But ladies and gentlemen, it takes all of our hands on that arc of justice, bending it downwards towards history, justice, equality for all within our society. This fight is never ended, and guided by the universal values of liberty, equality, and tolerance, let us continue to work together to build a future that is more just, more fair, more healthy, more prosperous, and more peaceful for all of our people in the United States of America. I look forward to working with each and every one of you to find the day when the full dream of Martin Luther King is realized. Thank you all.